Welcome to the Designated Drinker Show, the podcast that's raising the bar on craft cocktails. I'm your host, Louise Solis, and with me is my very, very talented friend who's chilling poolside, the mixtress, DC Gina. Gina!
I know. I can't believe this is how I'm doing my holiday, right? Poolside, warm, so amazing.
Nice. So where are you coming from?
From Naples. Naples, Florida. We socially distanced, drove down, did the whole very different experience, really, to get here. But we're at my aunt and uncle's house, and I'm very fortunate to have somebody where you can go and escape to this beautiful weather while it's 30 degrees somewhere else in the U.S. at this point, right?
Well, coming from D.C., it is 65 today.
Oh, that's not so bad.
So climate change, it's, fake news. We're almost done with that part. So because you are coming from Florida, Gina, I have a few fun facts I think you might like to know about the Sunshine State. You ready?
Well, give them to us, yes.
Okay, so the reason why they call it the Sunshine State, which is very hard to say, is because they average more than 300 days of sunshine a year. That's a hell of a lot of vitamin D. 300 days.
Funny you say that, right? People here are sun addicts, and I don't mean like they go out for, lay in the sun or get tan. It's like they really depend on the sun for like happiness.
I'm sure.
Cool?
I got addicted to it in Hawaii. Whenever I go, if I'm somewhere where it's gray for too long, I feel it now. Whereas before I lived there, I didn't. So it's something easy to get accustomed to, rather. So here's a few more fun facts. It is the third most populous state in the Union, and it is home of more golf courses than any other state. I didn't find that too hard to believe. But there are none, zero, zilch, nada, not a single dinosaur fossil in all of Florida. You know why?
Why is that? No.
Because during the age of the dinosaur, Florida was underwater. Look at that.
Oh, that is a fun fact. I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely use that as bar trivia here.
There you go. And here's another one. So they have the most coastline than all of the other states. But it is also the flattest state. Its highest natural point is Brighton Hill, apparently, and it's merely 345 feet above sea level, which is actually the highest low point in all of America.
Well, that's bizarre.
There you go.
That's pretty fun.
So there you go. So you don't have to worry about going up too many hills. You just roll right into the ocean.
Or you roll right off your bar stool and into your bed here. That's what happens.
As long as you don't roll into the pool, we'll be good. So speaking of high points, tell us what you're doing with your holiday.
So, we're hanging out with the family and, being in a warm climate and being from, originally New York and living in D.C., I have always associated the holidays with a warm drink, wassail, and you have like apples that have been stewing with rum or bourbon, and trying to get the chill off or something, or something that's eggnog, and you're like, oh well, let's make it it's a little bit thicker, and you're going to use it in a glass and pour it out of the refrigerator, and and it's just slightly cold because you're putting in overproof liquor, or just like our traditional holiday drinks that we enjoy. I realized how selfish are we all? Nobody ever prints about the southern half of the U.S. Because if you're in Florida or Arizona or Hawaii, you're not having the same holiday. And tiki drinks are nice and all, but they're not technically Christmas or Hanukkah or Thanksgiving or whatever. So this was the dilemma for me because I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, I can't make hot toddies because it's 85 and nobody wants one.
And I'm sweating. I have boob sweat.
Yeah, I definitely have boob sweat, and and it's ridiculous. And you're like, what do you do? So, and I'm here in Florida with a bunch of Northerners, so they all came from having those traditions and the hot cocktails and all of those things. And today we're going to adapt to the southern half of the U.S. and the world So maybe if you're in Australia, Christmas in your part of the woods is hot. So
yeah, when we lived in Hawaii, we spent every Christmas on the beach. It was really funny as our family would be like, wait, because, from most of our family lives in the Midwest. And they'd be like, wait, you're actually on the beach? Is it cold? And you're like, no, it's Hawaii. Of course it's not cold. I mean, it was funny is after living there a couple of years, the couple of years into it, I started to adapt. And it was really crazy that I'd be like, oh, it's 75. It's so cold. I got to put on a jacket. I remember when we had somebody come and visit, and it was a cooler day in Hawaii. We were at the beach, but I was cold. I was like laying with a blanket over me, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold. And of course, our family is visiting from the mainland. They're like, you're crazy. Stop it. Your blood just thins out. You just get used to that 85 degrees every day.
I think it does. I mean, I've suffered quite a hangover since I've been here, and only self-inflicted because I've been drinking. Happy hour starts at 3 and goes to 1 o'clock in the morning. So there you go.
There you go.
So I feel like I'm back in the bar world, and it is funny because when you are hungover, no matter how hot it is, you still want the same things: a warm blanket, hide under the covers, a lot of water, and whatever. But a pool helps, I have to admit. If you have a friend or you're somewhere and you have access to a pool and you have a hangover, jump in it, because literally that helps.
Does it help you?
Well, it helps me. I feel like if it helps me, I'm sure it helps somebody else.
Well, if you have a hangover now, why don't we just, get a little hair of the dog?
All right, let's do it. Okay. So
it is the tropical holiday episode.
So let's talk about like starter drinks or having people over your house during the holidays. There's a very traditional drink. It's called the Poinsettia, and it is a cocktail that's usually made with cranberry juice, orange juice, champagne, and you garnish it with a floating cranberry or an orange peel or really whatever you want. Some people put cherries in it.
Interesting.
But because of it turns pink, and it's just very traditional. We are going to do a different version of that today, and we're going to start off with it because this is a really nice light cocktail that you can have ready. You could make it into a punch if you like, but I wanted to keep the ingredient list simple, and I was kind of like shopping around the store, and I did tack on a different ingredient than I told Louise earlier. I threw pineapple in there because there was a lot of pineapple available, and we're going to actually do a pineapple and cranberry version of this drink in a very bizarre way. So we took, I made cranberry. So instead of having cranberry juice, which you could absolutely use for this drink, I used pomegranate juice. So pomegranate juice or cranberry juice, either one will work wonderfully in this cocktail. I took fresh cranberries, and a pineapple, and I used the flesh of the pineapple with the cranberries and sugar and a little bit of cinnamon and then whole allspice, and I made it into a simple syrup. And it was kind of like by happenstance I did it. It wasn't like, oh, I wanted to change the drink, and I realized these are all the things that we can put as a common thread through all the cocktails. So,
nice.
Louise, you have it where you are, and it's fun because you're doing something a little bit different, so people understand that you can do a variation on your cocktails, and it doesn't have to be the same thing every single time. It's only the proportions that are important. Does that make sense?
It does. That's awesome.
Right.
So we can customize it.
Yeah. So we're gonna make the Poinsettia cocktail, and so you see that I'm gonna actually make this drink today, not just for myself. I'm gonna make it for others because sharing cocktails is what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
So if you're following us or this post or whatever, you could see how you can make multiple amounts of drinks at one time, and then you don't have to worry about making a bunch of different drinks later. So this cocktail can be done 2 ways. You can either do this drink crushed ice, or you can do this drink in the blender and fluff your orange juice and cranberry, or you can build this in the glass and just add your ingredients. So you have your orange juice ready, Louise?
I do.
So this drink needs to have, again, we'll go over it one more time. it needs to have the pomegranate or cranberry juice. I'm going to use a cranberry pineapple simple syrup, which I will give everybody the recipe for. It's a little bit more complicated than just you basically put it in the pot and you boil it, and you once the cranberries pop, you take it off the heat and then you let it cool and strain. And then so I'm going to put mine, and I'm going to fluff my cranberry syrup and orange juice in the blender. And by fluffing it, I just mean that I'm going to aerate it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ice to it and almost create a slush. And then I'm going to put the slush into my coupe, and then I'm going to put the champagne on top of it. Right? Okay. Real simple. Not really. What are you going to do? You're going to do it the other way. Does that make sense for everybody? Or do you understand what I'm doing, Louise?
Well,
or do you
it's okay if we don't understand, because we're going to have the recipe at Designated Drinker Show, and we'll be able to walk through it. So no problem.
Yeah, I'm just, today's the first time I've ever done this with other people around in the house, instead of normally like when we do the show, just the guest and us. And
in our COVID days.
I'm feeling just, I think I'm feeling a little gun shy. I haven't been in a bar in so long.
There you go.
All right, so what I'm putting in, so I'm making 5 cocktails at once, right? And basically, if you're making this drink for yourself, you're only using a half an ounce of cranberry, a half an ounce of orange juice, and then you're going to fill with champagne or pomegranate, and you're just going to fill with champagne, and you're going to garnish it, okay? I'm putting mine in the blender. I'm going to turn on the blender for a hot second. I'm going to fluff it up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of ice to it, and then I'm going to basically make the slush and then pour it into the drink.
Okay, so I'm going to wait till you're done, and then you can walk me to making mine.
Okay.
I think the heat is getting there.
Huh?
I think the heat's getting you.
Yeah, but did you see this? So you see this really fluffy, what you just did with the orange juice? You made it like almost like cotton candy. Can you see that?
No, because you have your camera down.
Hold on. I'm trying to show you.
Gotcha.
Like it's like really fluffy.
Yep.
You want to mix the things together before you put the ice in there, because once you put the ice in there, there's no turning back, and it may not open. Just get it. Yeah. We're gonna, and so it may not mix all the way. So this is the easiest way to do it. So I'm gonna use my hand, I think. I tried to be polite, and I realized I don't really have
That's
to.
okay. You're at home. You're at home.
Right? And there's a beautiful Airedale dog here, so you actually
see
love
that. I see them walking through.
Isn't Griffin so cute? He's so cute.
They're really smart dogs too.
He's super smart. He knows if you say the word like, COOKIE, he's getting a treat. Or biscotti, actually, which is really funny. He had that this morning.
That is funny. So if I'm making mine, and is it okay if I make mine in a rocks glass then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I have a half ounce, and am I pouring the juice directly into the glass?
Yes, as long as the juice is cold, you can do the half an ounce and a half an ounce of the orange juice.
Okay.
And then you're going to put in there both together, and then using your bar spoon that has the braid.
Yep.
When you're pouring champagne in there, you want to use the braids to get the bubbles to come down.
Am I putting any ice in this glass then?
No, you are not.
Hold on.
You're going to make you're making more of a traditional poinsettia. I am making a non-traditional poinsettia.
Okay. So a half ounce of poinsettia. That would be bad. Half ounce of pomegranate. Okay. Half ounce of orange juice. And then I'm going to fill with my champagne.
Yep.
Bubbles, right?
Yep.
Ooh, come on. It's going to be a good time when I get there. Woo!
So you see how, now I have all mine, right, with the slush?
Yes.
And then you're just going to top it off with the champagne.
So tell me this, where do I hold the spoon when I pour down it?
Okay, so if you take you can see it, right? If you take your spoon,
hold it at the very top.
Yeah, but look, you put it right next to it. It goes right down the glass, down the spoon.
I hold it at the tip of the spoon and then pour down the spoon. Okay. Oh,
I like your ambition, because a lot of people won't do that.
Oh, that's easy. No, it's beautiful, and it makes for beautiful presentation.
Well,
and you say that just air opens up the champagne or the bubbles then?
No, it's 100% for show. No, it actually is. It's actually really good for just making the for it not spilling over. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I noticed that.
So, star fruit is in season right now, right?
Oh, I saw that today when I went to the market. I did see star fruit even in our area up further north.
So we're gonna put a little star fruit on the glass. This was 100% not my idea. My aunt came back from the store, and she said, "I thought you could use these," and she was correct. I could definitely use these.
Would I garnish this with an orange wheel or orange wedge or
no?
rind?
You would just do it. You would put like a coin on it.
Okay. On top?
Or like if you want to make it more festive, you can use the star fruit. You can use a whole cranberry. I did take one out for everybody. You can use a cranberry and put it in there.
Cute.
If you're making this for other people and you don't know if someone's allergic to something, and it's a good idea if you're using cranberries, like say if someone's like on blood thinners or something like that, to actually go ahead. If you're sending this out like on a tray or in a punch or something, it's a good idea to put one in there so you mark the fact that there is in fact a cranberry in there.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that cranberry is one of those questionable fruits.
It really is. And it's like there's certain different things that cranberries like really offset, which is,
important to know.
Who knew? Right? Who knew?
Exactly. All right.
So,
how pretty.
I know, right? It's definitely holiday.
It is.
I'm gonna walk and serve with you. What do you think? You ready to take a sip?
I am.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you to come back though, because look at her in her beautiful tropical gown, and here
I
comes.
can hear you.
Yeah. And here comes Mr. Gina to walk the rest of the cocktails over. Don't tell me I called him Mr. Gina.
He'll find out when the show airs, and he'll be like, "What?
Too late."
Yeah, right. Totally. So.
All right. You gonna tip your? There we go.
Yes, I'm gonna tip. Well, I didn't want to stare at my boobs.
It was nice boobs. They're nice boobs, but
I might stand up for a hot second. So cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's good. It's nice and dry. This would be a beautiful. It's good for breakfast, like brunch.
What pink did you put in there? Did you use cranberry or?
I love that Neil's just in the back taking photos, and he's totally unaware.
He loves it. This is his new thing. It's good.
I could get fresh cranberry juice and not fresh pomegranate today, so I chose cranberry.
So, see so when I was saying that you can get that really big pinky color, because because when you fluff it one time in the blender, it just makes everything like come out like big time, like a bigger color.
You
don't get that same color.
And
the glasses help, right? I feel like this is like.
You're very foo-foo. I broke my my last 2 cocktail glasses. I really need to go down and get some more. Go out. I was thinking maybe going over to the Hour and seeing Victoria, getting some beautiful.
I'm coming. I'm 100% on board for that trip if that's okay. If I can.
So for our listeners who may, she's been on the show before. Her name's Victoria, and she owns the Hour, and it's a beautiful store in Old Town Alexandria where she has. Antique glassware and then beautiful remakes as well. But you can also order online. So again, that's the Hour. Give them a little plug.
And she deserves it because she's amazing. So while you're sipping that, I want to talk about now what you made, right? So everybody, you're going to make this syrup for this drink. And, I was thinking, you really have so much to do during a holiday. And, you may have kids or family coming or... you just don't feel like making multiple syrups. So what really occurred to me was, well, if we're going to make this, how can we use this in another way? So you're not just, using it one time and, this is, a one-time only use. And, so here's my next recipe for me after you make that cranberry pineapple and a little bit of allspice syrup, right? If you all know me and you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that I am 100% a fan of the old fashioned. It's like one of my absolute, favorite drinks. So what's better than, putting a little spin on the old fashioned and making it a little bit more tropical, right?
Interesting.
All right, so we are going to make an old fashioned, and we're going to use our cranberry pineapple syrup. And I know that can you see these? So my aunt has these vintage Coca-Cola Santa glasses, and I was like,
fun.
Oh, well, I have to use those for sure. Well, all right, so go ahead.
Gina, where did those? When you were at Hank's on the Hill, you had Muppet cut glasses, didn't you? You had like oddball, like.
They did. I love those. I think that Mike Ciccone took them. I would love to have them back.
Sounds like
that doesn't mean I'm going to get them back. Does that make sense?
Luck. Yes, good luck.
Yeah, right? All right, so I'm going to make 2 old fashions at once because I do have people. So this would be a nice mid drink, right? So you have your friends over, you want to, make it a little bit heavier, or a bourbon drinker. You could do this with a nice, really, with a Sazerac rye. You could do this with a Florida Cognac rum. If you want to get really, stick with a rum theme, you could do Smith & Cross rum and really stay in that, really strong world. But I wanted to use a new product that is out right now for a limited time, and I do not work for this company, so 100% want to make sure everybody knows that. It's Maker's Mark 101. It's a limited release, and they don't usually release anything that's in bond, and it's actually really delicious, and it's 100% something that I would say is just go get it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, just go get it. So we're going to do our proportions. We're going to do 1/2 ounce to 2 ounces and 1/4. If everyone knows, if you listen to my recipe, I always put 1/4 ounce more bourbon in there because you can. And I'm making 2 at a time this time. So basically it's 4.5 ounces, right?
Either it's one big drink just for you, or you're sharing with a really good friend.
I mean, 100%, I would just drink this by myself, right? And pretend I didn't do it. So today we're going to use the different bitters, though. We're going to use Hella Bitters, which is another bitters, a little bit different. And I like this bitters. If you're, looking for a gift to give somebody and you're kind of not sure, and I've actually picked this up at Total Wine and Beverage. They have a 2-pack right now in the stores, and it's really cute, because you can get the aromatic bitters, and Hella Bitters are really expensive generally. So we're gonna put 3 of the aromatic and then 3 of the orange. So a total of 6 for each drink. And you can get this little 2-pack for your holidays, and you won't get stuck with a ton of bitters that you generally might not use all year long.
Oh, because they're smaller. They're like smaller little bottles, it looks like.
Yeah, they're cute. And they come in a little box.
Oh, nice.
And if you have somebody that maybe are a little bit of a bah humbug around the holidays, send them bitters and it'll lighten their mood. You
think your ass is bitter? Wait till you get your present.
Yeah, wait till you see what I have in store for you. Do that. But it's just fun, I try to go when we do these episodes, I always try to relate to where the guest is going to go shopping, and I know that Total Wine is it's in every state. It's easy. It's accessible. It's it's good. So
and brand too. I bet you we could find it online too.
You could. The 2-packs. It's one of the only bitters companies I saw that does a holiday size, which I thought was very smart. So if you're a bitters company or you work for one, you should get smaller packaging. All right. So now we have 2 cocktails in my glass. So we always know the rule that it's between 30 and 45 stirs. And here we are. I'm finally in an environment where it is 85 degrees. So the rule is that you stir until the glass is cold. So right now we're at around 30, 35, 6, 7.
So tune in next week.
I know. No, but you can see, I'll probably put it down a little bit. Yeah. You can see that it's starting to get really cold on the outside of the glass. And that's what you're looking for in order to make sure that it's chilled enough and it's mixed enough and has enough water dilution. And it's also not too watery. But we are going to serve this one because it is in bond over ice. Now, you could serve this drink up. This would make a really lovely old-fashioned up. But we're going to put in 2 big cubes.
Nice big cubes in those.
Yes, nice big cubes, really pretty. And I have to grab my strainer on the other side. So I know everything's on a round table, so I am like walking back and forth to get everything together.
Hey, that's burning calories as you drink. It seems like that's very practical to me, Gina. I don't think there's anything wrong with this.
Well, I'm 100% putting them on in my alcohol weight here for sure. All right, so we're gonna pour it over the ice. And if you see, your colors are the same again. So you're in the same color, even though you have something that's darker this time, right? And we're not gonna waste it. This is actually really great because you have somebody, willing to drink all of your cocktails.
Oh.
So we're gonna take...
That's the basis of this show, Gina. In the beginning, before I didn't bank on this COVID crap, no one did. But that's why I started the show, because I got to hang out with you while you made cocktails.
So we have 2, yeah, right? So you have 2 coins, and then again, we're gonna just squeeze them over the top and once around the rim, and you can drop them in. You don't have to if you don't want to. Again, right over the top, all those beautiful. You can smell everything. It smells so good.
The orangey aromatics.
Put the cranberry in. You can. You already have this garnish in there, so you don't really need to over garnish. You just need to really sip and enjoy it. I feel bad that you can't have this right now, but
well, delicious. The good thing is that I know somebody who runs the Designated Drinker That Show podcast. Cheers.
Cheers. I know, right? We can get this done. I love these Coca-Cola glasses. They're absolutely adorable.
And it's crazy as you think about those things when we were kids, all those little collectibles that, you would get. And, I will tell you that when my mother passed away, we didn't think about grabbing any of those things. We didn't just didn't think of any of those things being of value because, they were nothing. Now I'm sorry that I didn't. So if you're listening, make sure you get those silly little heirlooms, those Coca-Cola clips, or those things that McDonald's put out, or like those hamburger. I think that's what you had. Were they McDonald's? Muppets?
No, you were right. No, they were Muppets. They were McDonald's Muppet glasses, and we got them when, whatever. We had them forever.
When they did some silly promo?
And then one by one they broke. Yeah, and then, as Mike also, they were vintage 1983 McDonald's Muppet glasses. And then, as Mike met a different lady, every time he liked one, he gave them the glasses that they liked. So there you go.
Yeah, I was there a couple of those nights.
Yeah. Mike, I really do want back my glassware. Anyway, moving on.
Mikey.
Yeah, right? So all right, so let's talk about my absolute love of eggnog, right? I love eggnog. Eggnog is delicious.
I just want to know, so you're serving up eggnog while you're visiting Florida. If you were to stay in Florida, how much eggnog do you think you would consume?
I would change it. I'd probably do coquitos, but we did coquitos last year, right? Didn't we do that one, the coconut? I think we did.
Oh, I don't remember. Gina, I drink a lot. How would I remember what drinks we did last year?
Well, I thought this was an easy... So let's talk about the reason why I chose this. So, ready? Whole Foods, right? They have a 365 brand of eggnog.
Yep.
It's great. Just get it. Yeah. Like you don't have to make eggnog. Nobody is going to punish you for not whipping fresh eggs and, doing the whole thing and basically making a Zabaione, although Zabaione Italian eggnog is a whole nother episode, and maybe we'll have on another Italian chef and do that. But
that'd be fun.
But you just go to the store and literally get this brand.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything special. You don't have to add anything else to it. You don't have to think about it. It's already pasteurized. So if you get a little too drunk and you leave it out on your counter, no one's going to die. So there you go, right? Because yours, I will say, might kill somebody.
I will say on the Designated Drinker Show, we really don't want you to kill anybody. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I mean, honestly, my feelings are always the same. It's terrible when you're hosting a party and you're constantly tethered to the bar making everybody else's drinks and stuff, and this is an easy way to put it in, a nice pretty craft or a pitcher in an ice. And I was chatting with my aunt, which is really funny, and she's like, well, haven't you ever taken a bottle of vodka and put it into an old milk container and then frozen it to serve? And I'm thinking to myself, no, but that's genius, right? So you take a bottle, and you could do the same thing. You basically make
a vodka ice cube.
Yeah, well, no, not a vodka ice cube. You take the bottle of vodka.
Okay.
And you put it in. So you get a milk container.
Okay.
Cut the top of the milk container off.
Okay.
You allegedly finish the milk. You then clean it, fill it with water. And because you're not drinking it, you could decorate it with whatever you want. You could put anything in that ice before it becomes ice. Like, I don't know, the elf on the shelf that you really hate, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you take the milk container, you put the water in, you put your bottle of vodka in full, you put it in your freezer, you freeze it. Then you take it out of the freezer 12 hours, 14 hours later.
24, yeah.
Take it out, and you now have a frozen bottle of booze. Well, you could do that, making a space saver in there for things like your eggnog that you want to put in a different container, or, to make yourself a bar and make it super pretty.
Oh, right? Kind of making your own custom ice molds, basically.
Yeah. But I was really thinking about it. If you're not going to eat it, it doesn't have to be an edible thing. It could be anything. It could be an old little Christmas ornament made out of plastic that you don't want to use anymore, and then you freeze it in the ice mold and you use that. Or, Hanukkah gelt or dreidels. Dreidels would be perfect.
Oh,
so cute, right?
Absolutely.
Right? I think that would be super fun.
Really fun.
Yeah.
But again, this is ice that you're not eating. This is not this is not anything you're consuming. You're basically using it as a vessel.
Right. All right, so let's talk about making we're going to make an entire container of eggnog, right? So, eggnog is personal. People that, if you like it strong, you make it strong. You like it weak, make it weak. You have kids, make it non-alcoholic. It's not a big deal. Any way that you're going to do it is fine. You can make it with rum, you can make it with bourbon, you can make it with rye, really anything you want. You can make it with tequila. It doesn't matter. Eggnog is personal. We are going to traditionally today we're going to make it with rum, just because I feel like having rum, right?
Let's have rum.
I love it. I love it with whiskey. Whiskey is such a good choice too. So, for each drink, you're going to put in, so you're going to do 1.5 ounces of rum per every 4 ounces of eggnog.
Okay.
So that is the ratio.
1.5 ounces of rum per cocktail.
Yep. Yes. So I am making a batch right now. So I'm going to fill it up, and I am looking at what it says. I'm not just pouring haphazardly.
So let me ask you this, Gina. So a jigger is really 1.5 ounces, right?
No. Well, depends on your kind of jigger. If you have an American jigger, it's 1.5 and 1 ounce. If you have a Japanese jigger, it's 2 ounces and 1 ounce. If you have a German jigger, they fluctuate a bit. So it's best.
Fucking Germans.
I know. It's best to really just follow the math and then do it that way.
So I just finally read mine. It's 1.5 ounce shot and then a half shot, so it's 3/4 on the other side. So I've been over boozing. Imagine that.
Great. What's wrong with that? All right, so now we're pouring in. So we shook up the eggnog and we're pouring it in.
So how much for a single did you say?
So you're going to do 1.5 to every 4 ounces of eggnog.
4 ounces. And then so is it the same? Is it like 1.25 cups of ice to make that perfect drink still? Or
so I was going to talk about that. Yeah. So basically what you want to do is when you're making, so you don't need this drink to like stand up like a frozen like margarita. You're basically
I like mine standing up, Gina. I like mine standing up at attention.
I mean, same. I do have 2 children, so we'll go on with that, right? So basically what you want to do is you just want to cover the alcohol so that the ice is just above the wash line.
Oh, okay.
So the wash line is when the ice is starting to pile on top, and there's ice above the actual amount of liquid.
Okay.
Okay?
I think I followed that one.
Yeah, so here's what's really important. You need to put the top on your blender when you're making blended drinks. So if there's nothing else that if you forget everything I'm telling you about making blended cocktails, put the top on your blender when you turn it on.
Exactly.
Okay?
Okay.
And trust me, that's a real thing. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to turn on the blender, put it on high.
Mine's pretty liquidy. Does that mean I didn't put enough ice in?
Show me. What? Say it again.
Mine's still kind of liquidy. Is that not enough ice?
You need to put more ice.
Okay.
So basically, you have to put ice until it's like over the wash line.
I thought I had, but apparently I didn't know what the wash line.
And it's gonna be. This isn't gonna be thick. Like because it has milk, it has eggs. It isn't like if you put it into a frozen machine. It's just gonna be a slushy cocktail. And it's gonna be messy. Right, a little glass. So you see these cute little glasses I have? Can you even?
Oh, those are beautiful. Those your aunts?
Yes, my aunt has beautiful cocktailware. So
It
it's
runs
so
in the
gorgeous.
family, huh?
I mean, gorgeous, like so nice. And yeah, so you should see the mess I'm making right now to pour this because I poured
This
too
looks
much in here.
pretty nice. Actually, I think I got mine with that extra bit of ice. I think I did it right.
So, all right. So now you have your eggnog is in their glass. Now here is what you can do. Okay. This is really, really fun. I'm just gonna move one of these away so that somebody has an allergy to chocolate. I do not have an allergy to chocolate. Neil, can I just give this?
Mr. Gina, can you please grab this cocktail, Mr. Gina?
So,
Mr. Gina.
I'm gonna put a little bit of chocolate and hazelnut on top of my drink.
Oh.
So now, do you have to do that? You do not. Can you put cinnamon on top of it? Sure.
Oh, I'll do a little cinnamon.
Can you put anything you want on top of this? So my chocolate's been sitting out a little while, so it's nice and soft. And I'm just giving it a little bit, and there's a little bit of hazelnut in there, so it's just, kind of yummy. Ooh. And you don't have to do this. It doesn't need a garnish. It is just
very pretty, though. But let's be honest. Every year I get chocolate, and I like a little, not a lot. I never know what to do with this. This is a great way to use that. Some really beautiful chocolates. I have really beautiful chocolates that are often given as a gift, and I feel guilty because we don't always consume them. Yeah. So nice.
And then and then it's really fun. And then you're like, oh, I have this little, this little cocktail, and it's delicious, and it's fun, and and it's so yummy. These glasses, I have to tell you, I really wish everybody could see these. They're actually they're silver plated, and they're ice cold.
I got a little eggnog mustache.
It's well, what do you think?
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. And you're right. I got the same. I got Whole Foods eggnog, and no, the show is not supported by Whole Foods or Amazon. Hey, Jeff Bezos. You're right. It's an easy, and it's not expensive, and it's very delicious.
Yeah, and you don't have to do anything crazy.
And you still get your eggnog mustache. Look.
But again, you're hanging out in a hot environment. Ooh. This is very, it's very Christmassy. It's delicious.
It is Christmassy.
You could even take a little bit of your cranberry syrup that you made and put a little bit on top.
Oh, nice.
If you wanted to.
Ooh. And I will tell you that if you drink it too fast, you get a headache. You get the
Look at the little pink line that it makes.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that fun?
Oh. If I can get rid of my my frozen eggnog brain freeze. See, that's what you get when you try to drink too fast.
I mean,
if you learn nothing else on the Designated Drinker Show, you should learn to drink your frozen cocktails slow. Otherwise, they come back and kick you in your head.
Right? I mean, I personally don't think that it needs any other, any more sugar in it. But if you like it a little bit sweeter, make it a little bit sweeter.
I guess if we had done it with, and let me ask you this, if we've done it with a whiskey, then maybe more sugar, because rum for me seems, obviously it's a sugar-based spirit. It just seems sweeter to me. Is that when you would add maybe more sugar?
Maybe, but I will tell you this, the cranberry, I just threw the cranberry in mine. and it's delicious, so I'll give that recipe as well. It is very good with the cranberry.
You're impressing even yourself. You're like, oh, that made a really good cocktail.
Well, I didn't think I never thought about putting eggnog and cranberries together. Do you know what I mean? It's just not a thing that you're like, but it's hot today. And if you look at my hair, it's like a barometer. It's getting bigger by the second. So there you go. And on that note, Louise, we got to wrap it up. I got a happy hour to do. What do you think?
You do. You have some thirsty family members waiting for their cocktails.
I do.
And if we keep this up, we'll end up drinking them all. All right, lovely.
Okay.
Go take a dip in the pool, cool off, and love to the fam. Be safe.
Love you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. See you on your way back.
Love you.
Love.
The Designated Drinker Show is produced by Missing Link, a podcast media company dedicated to connecting people to intelligent, engaging, and informative content. Missing Link is a proud partner of Hearing Charities of America, a nonprofit organization that supports those who are deaf or hard of hearing. To learn more about HCOA or to find out about Missing Link's other podcasts, head over to missinglink.company. That's missinglink.company.